Hello and welcome back to another video. In today's one, we are looking at a plugin that has been designed for both Final Cut Pro and DaVinci Resolve called SilenceScout. And this promises to find and remove silences within your videos without you ever having to leave your timeline. Now, if you're recording videos where you're manually having to edit and cut out silences, then you'll know how time-consuming this can be. So now with SilenceScout, we have an automatic detector which can detect any silences within your video and essentially cut and trim those silences out, as well as giving us a few other options as well, right within your timeline within either Final Cut Pro or DaVinci. Now in my case, I'm going to be using Final Cut Pro, but before we jump into the editor, a couple of quick things I need to just show you in order to ensure that the software is going to work perfectly for you. Okay, so within Final Cut Pro, the first time you use this, you may get a pop-up that comes up asking you to allow permissions for SilenceScout to use your machine. You do need to approve this before this will be able to work properly for you. So if that pop-up comes up, it will look something similar to this. Go ahead and approve it, and that would be step one out of the way. Now, if you don't get this pop-up come up, you can just open up your system settings, and then when the accessibility panel comes up, you'll see here that you'll need to ensure that SilenceScout is switched on. And then also, the next thing you need to do is go into your applications, and within your applications, you'll see the SilenceScout software also downloaded there too. You just need to make sure that that has also been given permissions to run as well. Now, once approved, we can jump back into Final Cut Pro and get started. Okay, so to get started, it's really simple. All you need to do is have your footage on the timeline, and you can see here that SilenceScout is built in as an effect. So once you put the effect onto your footage, in the inspector, you've got some very simple steps that you can use to process this. Now, once you've decided which settings you're going to be using from the inspector, Final Cut Pro will ask you initially where you want to save the new project that it's about to create, including the automatic cuts. In this case, I've just got the one project, so I'm going to choose this. And once I've chosen it, what happens is it creates a completely new project for you. That project will be created in the same event. So here you can see I've got my new project, and it renames it, and it includes the silences. In this case, I've chosen the default, which is silence as gaps, but you do have other options that you can choose. You've got either the option to blade at silence, or you've got the option to completely remove the silences. Once you've decided which option you want, simply click the process button to begin. Now in my case, I've chosen to process 3 different options that SilenceScout provides. I therefore have 3 different projects which are all within the same event, so I can just choose whichever one I want to work with and then go from here. Now let's have a look at a quick example of what results you can expect to achieve. How SilenceScout works with Final Cut. Instead of manually cutting out pauses in talking head videos, interviews, or podcasts, SilenceScout acts as a virtual assistant. Instead of manually cutting out pauses in talking head videos, interviews, or podcasts, SilenceScout acts as a virtual assistant. Now the remove silent option has worked quite well in this case, and as you can see on the timeline, it has automatically bladed all the dead spaces that I would have wanted cut out. I've also got complete control over the actual footage, so if there's some bits that it's actually cut out accidentally or bits that I wanted to adjust, I still have control over this, and I can adjust it by extending the footage or cutting out further bits if I need to. So you're not really limited to the output of what this has now done for you. Now the next option is to use the silence as gaps option. And you can see here we've got the project ready, and if I go into this, you can see now that it's placed a gap clip on each section of where the silence has been detected. So the gaps could be quite useful if you had maybe some B-roll footage or maybe some music that you wanted to place in between those silent spots. So you could pretty much do as we did before as well, and maybe just delete the gaps if you find that easier to work with. But definitely nice option to have there. And the last option, or the third option, is silence removed. And what this does, as you can see here, if I go into this project, essentially it's basically removed all the silences that it's detected automatically. So that may be the easiest option. Once again, you are not restricted. You do have full control over the clips, so you can extend the clips back out if you think that it's made a mistake, or if you just wanted to have more manual control at this stage. That's also quite fine and easy to adjust and use if need be. Okay, so just looking at the controls again, just to see what you get here in the software. You've got access here to the threshold. So you've got a slider which you can use to go up and down. This is where you can adjust how much time is considered as silence. You've got the minimum duration as to when the auto cuts are detected. You've also got access to the paddings. And if you want the system to detect any dropouts, you can just click this tab here as well. And then of course the options that we just saw. Just tweak everything to your liking and hit process to create your new project. Now finally, let's look at the pricing for this, because up until now Final Cut Pro does not have this feature inbuilt. So you would have to use other third-party tools if you wanted to gain access to something similar. As usual, you might find some competitors out there who are offering a similar service, but costing a lot more. They tend to start free, but are actually really on subscription plans. So therefore, it becomes a lot more expensive. Just looking on Gling's website, for example, if we look at the pricing here, the lowest realistic plan you're looking at here is $20 a month, and that can potentially go up to $100 a month. You've also got another company called Riverside, similar expensive plans as you can see here. There is a yearly versus monthly plan, but in the long run, they all work out to be quite expensive for the same thing. Now, another option is a website called TimeBolt. Now, they have a free option to start with, but of course, once you start using it, it does jump up to quite an expensive option. They do, however, offer a lifetime deal, but look at the price here. You've got $347 as the lifetime option. So these options are quite pricey in the long term. Now, SilenceScout, on the other hand, is being sold through FxFactory. The general price is $129, so generally much cheaper in the long run. Now, there is a free trial for this, so feel free to test this out for yourselves and see how this works for you. Now, FxFactory does have a ton of plugins, not just for Final Cut Pro, but also for Motion, Logic Pro, GarageBand, Premiere Pro, After Effects, Audition, and DaVinci Resolve. I will have a link in the description if you want to purchase any of their plugins, or just test them out, because they do have a free trial on all plugins. I do hope this video has been useful for you. If it has, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel, as we'll definitely be delving into some more Final Cut Pro plugins as time goes on. In the meantime, take care, and I'll catch you again in the next video.